Welcome back to another episode of What the Fuck Are the Planets Doing Today? I'm your host, Brooke, and let's dive into the chart, shall we? So today, we have the sun now at 5 degrees of Aries, and Mercury has now moved back to that 3 degrees and is in a sextile with Pluto. So there could be a lot of conversations that brings towers today. All right. With this Mercury retrograde, just remember the past is coming back around for you to re-examine. All right. Have you truly learned the lesson? Or do you need to see the lesson again? And I want to say, I noticed this the last couple of Mercury retrogrades, right? I want to go back to Mercury retrogrades. So that would be 6 to 8 months. Okay, because we have them roughly every 3 months. So roughly, 6 months ago. And I noticed that the past stopped showing back up. So when you see that the past stops showing back up, that means, hey, you have mastered the lesson, because the lesson shows back up to see, are you going to repeat the same cycle, or are you going to choose a different behavior? Now, this is where if you are unconscious, okay, if you're operating from an unconscious state, you're going to do the same thing again, right? And I do want to point out that Lilith is still in that square with Pluto. So there is a lot of energy for towers, okay? There is a lot of energy for towers. So keep that in mind, okay? Watch your conversation. I know with this Mercury in Aries, even with this Venus in Aries and the Sun in Aries and Chiron, which is still in a square with Mars, okay, it can be very, I'm gonna fuck you up energy, okay? So you want to make sure that you pause, chill, take a deep breath before you start setting shit on fire. I promise you, I was thinking about this earlier, okay? I promise you that people that want to burn me and get one up on me, it never fails. It never fails. That God shows up, and they're going to need what God shows up for me with. Never fails. It happens every single time. So this is why I'm saying, be mindful of burning bridges with this Aries energy, because once you burn it, once you attack, you can't go back, okay? Now, let's talk about the fact that Chiron is still in that square with Mars, okay? And on Thursday, they're both at the exact same time going to move into 22 degrees. Now, we all know what that 22 degree point is, right? That and be, okay? And we're building up to that Aries solar eclipse, okay? There could be a lot that happens that's pretty painful with pew-pews and y'all get my drift, because I can't really say those things or I'll get flagged. So hold on. Specifically, Thursday through Saturday, there could be a lot of destruction that's brought up to the surface. Keep in mind, as I have told you guys, if you're going to watch this eclipse, be prepared for painful clippings, okay? I would not recommend watching it. Again, I go back to native because that is part of my lineage, okay? And they see eclipses, specifically the solar eclipses, as bad omens because it represents the sun being clipped out. Now, this is also where there is some conspiracies that I've seen that I find quite interesting about the black sun. And that's what we're seeing, and it's not really the moon. Now, again, this is hearsay. I have no idea. We don't know. Is there a black sun? Is there two suns? We'll see, right? And I do want to add that the moon is in a trine with Jupiter. Jupiter has now moved to that 15-degree point. And as you can see, Jupiter's really picking up speed. And if you haven't noticed, there has been a ton of breaking news coming out. Like, the news has been popping like it's hot. Like, really coming out. Really, like, there's a lot coming at us, okay? Specifically with all those files that are being released, and there's rumor that they're being released in a specific order because they're telling a story. So we'll see. I'm hopeful that they're actually coming, because so far it's not happened, but I'm still holding space for it to show up now that Jupiter is picking up speed. Okay, Jupiter's the one that's going to be delivering that. Keep in mind, Lilith is retrograding. She's going to come back into Libra. And when she comes back into Libra, it's going to be popping like it's hot, y'all. It is. It is. It is. Now, Juno is still in a fire trine with Venus. So, this is where, you know, granted, we're in Venus retrograde, we're in Mercury retrograde. This is not really the time to start anything new relationship-wise. However, on the 7th, Mercury's going to station. And then on the 12th of April, Venus will station right after, okay? So, and that's going to be on the Libra full moon. So there could be connections that are coming together between now and then, whether it be relationships, intimate relationships, friendships, whether it be work, partnerships, okay? And these things are going to kind of start, I don't want to say come together, but you're going to kind of start seeing some of this be brought to light or brought together, okay? But once those two station direct, okay, that's when we're going to be in about a 3 to 4 week time period of all the planets direct again. And that's going to be really the only time that all the planets are going to be direct for a hot minute this year, okay? So whatever you were planning on doing, whatever you were wanting to execute, you're going to want to do that at that time. Now, the moon is going to be finishing up its time in Aquarius tomorrow. And then it's going to be moving into Pisces. So that's going to be happening as we get closer to that 22-degree point that Mars and Chiron's going to be in, moving closer to this eclipse. So keep an eye on the water. This grand water trine could actually be activated before. Okay, keep an eye on the water. Give me one card, please, for the energy for today. Give me one card, please, for the energy for today. Give me one card. Justice. I feel that. Yeah. Queen of Wands. Okay. There's some karma that's going to be served. Justice is coming. I do feel that, because we are in the times that, you know, as we know, and the tower's right under that, the dark's not going to be ruling anymore. And the justice system has only been there to support the dark. And so we are living in a time to where that's about to be balanced. And those that are meant to be leading the way are about to rise up. We're going to have a change in who is famous, who is in politics, who is leading the way, because we need to karmically change that direction. All right. I love you guys. I hope these messages find you well, and I'll be back for another update. Bye.